I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ears, the Son of God discloses. Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. In this vlog, I'm going to continue my series on how I'm getting my garden ready for the spring. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. It's Thursday afternoon, March 19th, and it's 86 degrees. On my list today is to plant these tiny Tim dwarf tomatoes seedlings that I showed you in my last video. I don't have to acclimate these out because they have not been under the light that long, just a couple of days. And I'm going to companion plant them with some green onions. This is my green stalk sitting on a platform of concrete, 2 rows. I harvested the kale in the first row. I'm going to do the same thing over there. That's a dwarf Siberian kale. I'm going to remove from that front row, and I'm going to plant these 2 up. In the video that I did, I showed you guys how you just take a little clump like so. And plant them, okay? And I'm gonna snip off what I don't want later. These are free seeds, by the way, that I harvested from previously grown cherry tomatoes, Tiny Tim. I'll be back when I'm done with the whole project. This should take me 10 minutes. I'm all done, guys. Took me 9 minutes to put some new potting mix in here and some green onions that I got from Whole Foods. You can see that the tomatoes aren't standing up yet, but they will. It's real windy right now in North Texas and will be for several months. I did this one as well. New potting mix, old potting mix on the bottom. I removed the mulch and put it in these watering containers. And I will put this straw and leaf mulch on top of here when I see what is rooting and where I need to put it. The other thing I want to tell you is, guys, I bought these green stalks. I don't know everything, but I know they didn't work out for me. It's probably where I put them, but I'm sitting on a stool comfortably, and I mean, it's very comfortable for me to use them in this way. I would just take my little watering can and water each individual area where it's scalloped. Tomorrow I'm going to put bunching onions, and then I'll probably put flowers or more onions in the rest of these towers and just have flowers. The spinach is going to seed. Let's see if you can see it right there. Yep. I'm going to collect those seeds. It's going to seed right here. They've been growing since early fall. So I'm going to get the seeds, and then I'll put some flowers, probably some marigolds. I got a lot of them still germinating. Here is my second assignment. Look here, guys. The greenhouse, the wind tore it up. I have some better plastic, which is 6 mil greenhouse plastic, and I'm just going to cover it up. I allowed myself 20 minutes to do that, and I'll be back when I'm finished. All I'm going to do is drape it and clip it. I bought this little greenhouse from QVC just to keep some supplies in, but I want to keep the water off. Okay, my 30 minutes is up. I did the best I could with the greenhouse. That plastic is really thick. I get it from greenhousemegastore.com. I'll work on the front of it another day. I'm not trying to have a zipper or anything. I just want something to keep my dry goods from getting wet. I'll be back tomorrow to work some more. It is March 20th, Friday, and the high temperature is going to be 92 degrees. I just potted up these. This is eggplant, zucchini, zinnias, and basil. And these are going outside. It'll be easy to acclimate these because they have, they're young. The younger they are, the easier they are to acclimate. I will separate this basil later, okay? And it smells so good. I love how the basil smells early in the growth process. And I don't have too much left inside, guys. Now, if you're wondering why these cups are so uneven, guys, I used what I had. I just cut them off, put little slits in the bottom, and so that when I put them in the garden beds, I'll just stick them in the ground because we're going to get a lot of rain. So I don't know exactly when I'm going to transplant them. I have a lot of seeds that I'm going to direct sow. I mentioned in another video, and that will be okra and beans and possibly some peas. This is all I have left to grow inside. I've got some assorted zinnias, rainbow Swiss chard, basil, dwarf summer squash, coleus, butternut squash, more zucchini, and some California wonder peppers. The peppers take a long time to germinate. Now, I do have some seedlings outside that are germinating, and I'll show you those when I go downstairs. And remember, guys, if you know anybody that is a senior citizen or somebody that is disabled or someone who have some health challenges like me, I'm 71. I've been gardening for over 40 years and I can't stop. I find ways to do it. Today I work 10 minutes inside. I'm going to work 20 minutes outside. And then I'm going to lunch with my family. It's spring break. And we've been doing a lot of things on spring break. Okie dokie. I'll see you outside. Okay, guys, these are the ones that I brought out the other day. Brian, can you get a close-up? You can see the zinnias are blooming. And these are the ones right here that I brought out this morning. And over there, they need some water that I had out here last week. And after I water them, guys, I'm going to cover the shade cloth back over them. Okay? All right. That's it, Brian. Thank you. Okay, I've shared with you all 2 10-minute assignments. And now I'm going to share with you the last thing that I have to do to complete my 30 minutes of work every day is to put these tomato cages where my tomatoes, and you can see they have been growing a lot, and they have hardened off, and I mean, we had really strong winds and they have maintained. Now I got place to put 2 more right here. I'm gonna put the cages in, and the reason why I put the cages in now, guys, is because there are strength in numbers. I put the cages in and then I zip tie them together, and whenever I need to put shade or insect netting, I'll have that in these strong high winds of Texas. And I'm always reminded of that movie with Rock Hudson and Elizabeth Taylor. I think the name of the movie was Dallas. And when I was little and I watched that movie, I thought they were exaggerating until I moved here and I realized the winds are very, very strong. So I'm going to do that, and I don't need to show you that. I'll just show you the completed project. And all you do is just stick the cages in and zip tie them. As you can see here, I've got my tomato cages in. And keep in mind that I've got 2 tomatoes or 3 that's going to be right in here. And I know what the tomatoes are because I only have 2 varieties planted in this bed. This potato leaf type looking tomato plant is called Mushroom Basket. And then over here, I have the regular tomato looking leaf. And this one is called Orange Peach. To my people that are disabled or senior citizens, I advise you not to grow so many different varieties after you have learned what works for you so that you don't get confused. So I just make things simple because I know that my giant green tomato I'm going to put in the other garden bed. One more thing before I finish this day up, I want you to know that I've decided to work one section at a time. And while I'm sitting here, let me show you, these are my Oriental lilies that I planted last winter. They're coming back up. I probably should have replenished the soil. It's too late. I don't want to disturb the plants at this time, but I will next fall after we get a freeze, or even when they start dying back. But let me show you something over here. All of this is going back upstairs in my closet. I'm just leaving it out here as I need it. And that cardboard I'm going to put down where there's a lot of grass. And I'll kill it with my weed killer. That's natural. I make with vinegar, Epsom salt, and dish soap. So I'm just about finished this area in here. I'm taking it in stages. So my goal for tomorrow is to finish clearing all of this out up to here. And then next week I'll start over there, and so on and so on. Now my tomato plants are going to grow taller than these cages. So I have a lot of bamboo stakes like the ones you see here that are going to go into this garden bed, as well as the other one, after I plant the basil, so I don't disturb the roots. I want to share one more thing with you before I wrap this video up. You see right there? Someone asked me in my last video if I have to plant the Texas Star Hibiscus every year. And I answered them. It was a very good question. And the answer is no. They can handle a very cold temperature. They are perennial in my garden zone, 8A and up, maybe even 7. You need to Google it. Texas Star Hibiscus. You see those little green stalks coming up there? Those are all hibiscus. And you see the brown wood? That's what I'm going to trim back when I start working in this area. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and even share it if you can. You guys know that I love you, and God loves you too. Bye now.